through the door. I'm hit by the same old tide, blinded by the lights, and I'm going through changes, but it's easier with you. I'm going through changes, and so are you.
So as you saw on the thumbnail, we bought land.
Exactly.
And we're very excited
to
share this with you.
Yeah.
And we're going to go for a little hike. As we said, that we're in Sao Mateus right now. And so we're just going to take you for a little hike and show you around.
Yeah, this is the area that we love coming. We spend a lot of time here, and we've hiked here many times. And today is, like we said, it's perfect for a hike. And along this hike, we will share with you our experience on when we bought the land, how we bought the land, etc., etc. Hopefully you enjoyed the video.
Yeah, so come along with us, guys.
All right.
I'm going through changes, and so are you. I live for the moments when you're around me. I know you've got secrets, but I can't keep them.
So this area here, as you can see, these are revived vineyards. This village has been one of the top, from the very beginning, wine producing areas of Pico. And now, aside from the revival of the vineyards, there's people staying here. Tourism establishments, small cottages are being built for tourists. And as you can see, so here's the land. This is the land we bought. And it's about over an acre, so about 7,000 square meters. Perfect location.
So our idea with this land is to build a tourism project. So this has been in the works for quite a few years now.
So this is about a quarter way down. I don't know if you can see, but the Laura's on the road, and that's what...
This ain't nothing new. And every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same old tide, blinded by the lights, and I'm going through changes, but it's easier with you.
Okay, so we're going to take you into the other side of the other half of the property. We've actually made some paths here.
Yeah, so we're going to take you into the jungle, guys.
Welcome to the jungle.
When you're around me, I know you've got secrets, but I can't keep them, and we're fading in and out together. The fuse wide open, stuck in the moment. The fuse wide open, stuck in the moment. Myself, you bring out the best in me, the side only you can see, and I don't need any other help than you standing by my side. If only for a while, I'm going through changes.
You guys want to hear something funny?
So we had to redo all this footage because Carlos had it on fast forward. So we're retracing our steps.
Actually, the fast footage looks pretty funny. We should use that. So Laura's going up.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the bottom of the land.
Yeah, we'll show you where the land ends. Don't fall. All right. So Laura, you're right at the end, right? So in front of where Laura is another piece of land. It's our neighbor. Small old vineyard, I think, in there. And then after that, it's not that big. And then there's the small road, the coastal road, and then the coast, the ocean, as you can see there. And over to the other side is you probably see a bigger, that would be the other neighbor, which is vineyards. We're surrounded by vineyards on both sides and in front and behind.
We showed you the front of the land. Now we're going to show you the side of the land.
Yeah, so here's the neighbor here. Village is that way, and as you can see, the ocean right there. So total privacy, nothing else can be built. So we feel that this property, which is about over an acre. Too bad Pico is not cleared. It's over an acre, so that's about 7,000 square meters.
Incredible. We're right on the ocean, and right behind us we have Pico, but I can show that in B footage because right now Pico is covered. So it's beautiful because you have all the vineyards around here. It's very peaceful. Sometimes you can actually see dolphins and whales swimming along the coast here.
So part of our overall tourism plan is also to purchase a older rustic home so we can fix up to rent out. We have seen some throughout the last few years, just they needed too much work. So we're still looking for that, and hopefully we'll find one soon that we could sort of, but it has to be here on the village of Sao Mateus. We want everything to be kind of in the same area as the glamping resort.
And we are looking for something that has an incredible view like this.
Over the shoulder. Yeah, you have to open your door, patio in front, and the blue Atlantic Ocean. I grew up with that in my early years, so I think tourists will really appreciate that.
Yes. As you can see, we had to change locations because where we were, it became a little windy, so you wouldn't have been able to hear us. And we haven't bought a muffler for the mic yet.
Yeah.
So we wanted to continue with discussing how we bought the land.
Yeah, I first saw the land about 11 years ago. I was on a hike, and I was asked the gentleman about the land, and he kind of explained to me that it's a bit of a sad story. The land was for his son. He was going to put a vineyard on it. He had cleared it for a vineyard, and unfortunately he passed away at a young age. So he said, yeah, for sure, I'd love to sell the land to you. And I think it was even better that he knew the family, my mother especially. So going forward, years later, as you know, Laura came, and she loved the land. And we wound up on a handshake. Actually, before I left to Canada, before Laura came, I handshake, and Laura then came with me. And we finalized basically that we wanted to buy the land. Cost, I think we put a deposit down of about 500 euros. And so from that point, the seller had to get all the paperwork together. There's a time that it takes to, and we had to come back to Canada. So when we returned, maybe 8 months later, we finalized, paid the difference, and we did buy the land under 10,000 euros. Okay, I'm not going to say a specific because sometimes the people here, it's private for them. So we paid the notary in our 250 euros, maybe less. So the whole experience was fairly easy. Notary takes control of everything, so the seller has to bring into the table all the proper paperwork. Ownership has to be intact. Notary makes sure of that. The only thing we had to do was get a survey done. It took a bit of time, maybe 3 weeks. We had to pay for that. I think it was 200 euros. And then the notary just basically does everything. When the paperwork is ready to be signed, we're all called in. There's witnesses. We sit in the office, and it's done. We finalize. We shake hands. And
what you need to buy property, as we had mentioned when we bought the car, you have to have a NIF number. You have to have a bank account. You either have a citizen here that will represent you.
You need someone to. What's the word I'm looking for? To be your sponsor. It's like a sponsor.
The property taxes are quite inexpensive. We pay 23 euros a year.
Yeah, compared to other countries, it's still affordable to purchase real estate here on Pico Island, in Portugal in general. Okay, depending on the region, some are more expensive, some are not. It depends what suits you. But us being here on Pico Island can give you just the first-hand experience that any budget you have, you could buy. You can buy a vineyard. You can buy land to build a small cottage. You can buy land to have chickens and cows and
You can buy
grow
a
corn.
house. So
Yeah,
you can,
it's,
yeah,
and there's different. Some are old, or some are rustic.
Yes.
Some are ruins, right? Some are new. You can build from obviously a house from the start. You know, so it's there's a lot of options to suit everyone's budget.
Yeah.
It's extremely important that you do your due diligence, and either through a notary, which they're really like a lawyer, in my opinion. Obviously not lawyers, but or a lawyer. You just get legal advice that suits what you're wanting to do here.
So what we wanted to do with this land, we'll just explain that a
I
little
think I
bit
have to
more.
put these.
Yeah.
Woo.
We're not going to repeat. Well, we have to repeat. It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah.
And what's the date today? November
4th, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So the elections are still going on.
It'll be going on for another week.
It's going on.
Let's go, Biden, go.
Crazy. Yeah. So this is going to be a document to history, right? When we look
Yeah.
back. So we had mentioned when we were on the land, what we were doing with the land. So we will just go into a little bit more detail. We found an architect. We drew up our plans. It's been about 3 years now. The process of developing this stream.
Basically, ideas, concepts, back and forth. We've gone basically between me, Laura, and I. Like, you know, what are we going to build on here? We're going to build villas, cottages, and we wound up with a glamping. Okay.
So those of you that don't know what glamping is, it's luxurious tents. So we thought that would be a great concept.
We designed this whole concept to a glamping retreat, which involved obviously luxury tents, a pool, a restaurant. It's like a enclosed area. And then we, how much is this going to cost? We knew we were going to need investors and so forth. Submitted to the local government. Local government, yeah, here it's called Camera, and subsequently it's sent over to Azores Tourism, and then they look at your project. I mean, it has been a slow process.
Everything, to be honest, guys, things take
Time. Be prepared.
time here,
Yes.
so it doesn't happen right away. And then with COVID, it's
even
just taken
slower.
longer.
Yeah, the government has had the project, I think, from the beginning. The first submission was at least a year and a half ago, and during that period, back and forth through the architect, it's like, change this, add this. There's nothing like it on the island. It's different, and we wanted glamping. One of the major reasons is because it's nature, eco-friendly.
Yeah, it brings you right into nature.
And as you saw the land, it kind of lends itself to it. You're in the middle of this amazing landscape with the ocean in front and the vineyards and Pico Mountain behind, the village.
And then just picturing it at night with all the stars.
Yeah.
And even with the sunsets, the sunrises, it's
amazing. We would just fit right in sharing this with people that have never been here.
So my feeling is things happen for a reason. If we had opened this retreat,
if it was on
and then COVID happened. So in a way, I think we're pretty lucky that things kind of played out the way they did.
And we look at it that way. I mean, the land, we've had this land for a while. We're like, wow, at the end of the day, Laura's is right on the button, because we get to analyze it. Now we now analyzing it. We always analyze it. Can we afford to do it? Do we have enough money, and so forth? But now we're analyzing it in a tourism sense. Okay. Tourism is just shut down worldwide. I'm a travel agent for 30 years. I haven't booked anyone anywhere in since the COVID. So just to give you, and it's worldwide. Personally, Laura and I, feel that there will be a boom in places like the Azores. They're very lightly touched by this pandemic. It was already on the up and coming. It's rated number in the top for different reasons. One, nature. So
they won an award. They were number one.
They're the only one that has that's like a platinum quality coast, I think.
No, I'm talking about the award they just won. They won. It was number one for
adventure. Yes. World Travel Awards. There's different awards, but the one that's no one has is the one that's the Quality Coast. It falls into the nature part of it, and I think they're the only ones ever to get this platinum award. So we wouldn't be able to try to develop this concept of ours project if there wasn't money coming in from the government and European Union, along with the Portuguese government. They have incentives in place for the last 10 years. The only way we can do this as we want to do it is through the incentive. They start at about 65%. And when we get approval to an okay from the government on the project, then we can then submit it for the incentive.
Yeah, so in the meantime, while we're doing this process, we had mentioned that we are looking for a rustic house to fix up and rent out.
Basically a work in progress, and things are constantly changing, but
yeah, and that's business, and I'm sure a lot of people that have businesses right now are doing the same. They're really looking at, you know, where do we go from here? What changes can we make going forward?
because we believe in the tourism in general, is that we can create the vacation rentals. It's a great investment because it's affordable. This destination, it's low cost of living, building is still affordable, quality of work. You can buy, you have access to everything here at a lower cost.
Yeah, and to do business here, it's pretty much the same business structures as Canada.
Yeah, like setting up a corporation and in that kind of sense. Some things could be better and maybe they're improving. You can't let that scare you, because I'm telling you and we're telling you firsthand that as we learn things, it becomes less scary. You know how it is.
Well, anything new is
Anything
scary
new
until you do it.
And trust me, we're learning a lot, and that's I think you can't. We don't want to be. We never felt discouraged. You know, we didn't know something, right? But we did feel that we need to be more in the environment and spending more time in order to really connect in there. At the end of the day, people here are very friendly. They're hardworking. Okay. At times, the system is slow. They have more time for lunch. You know, instead of an hour, it's 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer.
I think people are a lot more productive when they have that.
Yeah, it's fairly balanced. So at the end of the day,
we need to wrap this up.
We get to wrap it up, but I always have something more to say. And
yeah,
I
Carlos always has something to say.
I have something else to say. As far as for us, right? So let's just say we didn't want to do a business here. Let's just say any type of business. We just wanted. We would always spend time here. We would always at least half a year. I can see why someone would want to retire here or semi-retire. So we do want to do a business. I love tourism. I've been in tourism for 30 years. Do something you love, and I think that both of us kind of fit into that personality you need to have in order to do tourism business. Yeah. And we love being here, and we also love being in Canada. So if we can combine both, a dream come true.
Yeah. So we are going to sign off, guys. So please, if you would subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell. Jeez, that would be fantastic.
I'm sweating, eh?
Yeah, but it's sunny here, but it's actually starting to rain a little bit.
I think we should just sit here all day. No, probably not. Please send comments, and if you have a question, we'll try to answer them. I try to be as quick as possible. There's new subscribers coming on, even from Brazil, we noticed, a lot from the U.S., and we just love getting your comments, right? And we just hope that you could take this ride with us as we, share with you once a week what's happening with us, and through real time and transparency.
Yeah, so we are on Pico Island Azores.
We are Pico Island Azores. Azores, one of the 7 regions of Portugal.
Yes, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. I think we're going to go swimming. That's what I'm going to do. Let's go swimming.
We're supposed to be painting. We have things to do.
All right, so
okay, guys.
We're signing off.
Yeah, so we will see you soon. Bye.